For the 475th time, welcome to Shakesyear. We are working on Henry VI Part 2, which I've only said twice before, so that's a thing. Today is day 3 of Henry VI Part 2. And we get to hear from Gloucester today, and things are getting really exciting at this point. We've gotten to sort of the crux of the argument here that's going to fuel a lot of the rest of the play. So we started out, we picked up right where Henry VI Part 1 left off. Suffolk had gone to France to get Margaret and bring her back so that she could marry the king, and everybody's like, yay, they're getting married, much rejoicing. And she's like, oh, that's cool, that's groovy. And then they're like, let's read the rest of the deal that was struck while Suffolk was in France. And Gloucester starts reading it, and then he drops the paper because he can't believe what's in it. And somebody else picks it up, I think it's Beaufort, picks it up and reads it out loud. And what it boils down to is the king gets no dowry for marrying Margaret. They had to pay to get her from France to England, and the counties of Anjou and Maine are being given back to the French, these being two sort of key towns that were won by the English in this war. They are given back to France. And the king's like, yeah, sounds good. I'm gonna go marry my wife. And he and Suffolk and Margaret leave, and Gloucester gets the floor, and he says, brave peers of England, pillars of the state, to you, Duke Humphrey must unload his grief, your grief, the common grief of all the land. What? Did my brother Henry spend his youth, his valor, coin, and people in the wars? Did he so often lodge in open field, in winter's cold and summer's parching heat, to conquer France, his true inheritance? And did my brother Bedford toil his wits to keep by policy what Henry got? Have you yourselves, Somerset, Buckingham, brave York, Salisbury, and victorious Warwick, received deep scars in France and Normandy? Or hath mine uncle Beaufort and myself, with all the learned counsel of the realm, studied so long, sat in the council house early and late, debating to and fro how France and Frenchmen might be kept in awe? And hath his highness in his infancy, crowned in Paris in despite of foes, and shall these labors and these honors die? Shall Henry's conquest, Bedford's vigilance, your deeds of war, and all our counsel die? O peers of England, shameful is this liege. Fatal this marriage, canceling your fame, blotting your names from books of memory, racing the characters of your renown, defacing the monuments of conquered France, undoing all as all had never been. He's a little pissed. Just a little pissed at how this whole thing works out. And it turns out the rest of them are too. And they're like, seriously? Seriously? Like, I won those two towns. Me, myself, I won those two towns. And now they're being given back to the French? Like, what? And whoever heard of a king that married a queen and got no dowry for it? Like, what is even going on here? And then Beaufort steps up and says, well, the king actually sort of wanted it that way. And Gloucester is like, no, we do not like each other. And before I say something that I cannot take back, I'm gonna leave, because otherwise I'm gonna smash in your face. And Gloucester leaves. And then tomorrow we get to hear, oh, let me take a look. I knew what it was a second ago. Tomorrow we get to hear a little bit more on how all of this starts to tomorrow we get to hear from Beaufort, his reaction to Gloucester now leaving the scene after his lovely little rant about how they've been at war for the last however many years trying to win France, and now France is just being given back by Suffolk. Yeah, no, still waiting for the conflict of the play to develop. I'll see you tomorrow for more. Mwah.